Good morning. Got what it takes. Well, I'm Curtis Buff, and I want you to know that these are the rays. Just kidding. What's up, everybody? Welcome to No Avail Mystery Podcast, my friends. I am your host, Joey the No Avail Shadow. Don't forget, our badass producer of all doggy naughty doggies. Lincoln, where are you, my brother? Where are you?
What's up, motherfucker? Say what? What you gonna do? How's everybody doing? Good morning, guys. What's up? Oh, man. You know, I'm having issues. What's up, guys? Chuck's home all day. I think they got some pretty wing got a job. What a loser. What's up, everybody? Man, I love that. So we're changing things around here at the No Avail
Got a studio. Well, not really.
Okay, I'm just changing something around. Hey, being a producer, especially for this moron over here, shit, it's a goddamn pain in the ass, but I love doing it, my friends. Woo! I'm just playing. So what, Chuck, man? What's gonna do? Huh? Hey, well, there. But I went there and I didn't even care. I went to the place. I spent him with the base. I was so I got him real fast. Then I fucking got him really fast. Good. Hey, what you gonna do? I wasn't sure, so I put boo-boo. Hey! So Chuck, he takes me out, to the bathroom. I don't talk about that stuff on there. Anyway. Chuck, how was your week, man? What did you do all week? I just wanted to check and see what you were doing all week, because I was here trying to get all this stuff. What were you doing, Chuck? Hey, I just want to know.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Link. I got a job, man. I did, my friends. Yes, I did. What would that might mean to some? Well, everybody, you have to work in life, as you know, as we all know. And it's not because, nothing could make life easy or short or hard or anything like that, or, because America, you cannot be happy in this place. Well, you can be, but you got to go down swinging, you know what I mean? I mean, if you, if your back hurts and you go take painkillers, whoa, wait a minute. Nope, you're a drug addict. Oh my God, you're happy. Oh, we got to take that from you. No, can't have any of this happy. Nobody laugh. We can't have that. No. So what we need to do, no. So what we believe in, let's put a religion in it. Okay, that's a great idea. But wait, why is all this stuff happening? Oh, well, we don't really know. Because God loves us, right? Oh, wait. I believe in a great creation. He is almighty and all that. But wait, can't be happy. Why would we try that? Why? Why? I don't know. Because life is great, but uh-oh. Hey, well, I don't mean that in a bad way. Oh, what time is it? Oh, yeah. So, guys, as you know, yeah, God hates us all. I'm just kidding. I got a great job, though. The people I work with, badass. Yes. I have my boss is younger than me, man, and he's fucking cool as shit, though. So, hey, I like it. I dig it. It's cool, man. I'm pretty sure they would never listen to this, but just if they ever do. What's up, guys? Okay, well, what do we got going on today, my friends? Okay, well, the number 33. Has anybody heard about this 33 coincidence thing going on? I mean, it's nothing new. Okay, don't get all excited like something just came. No, this is actually back in the day of, well, been thousands of years ago. That's right. My friends, we are getting into the ancient history of life.
Scorpion wins.
Are you ready? It is Saturday. This is when we are doing full-on No Avail Mystery Podcast, my friends.
Now you see, evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
See, man, I didn't say that. That's not true. It is true, but what can you do about it? You know what I'm saying? So, has anybody heard of this 33 thing we got going on? Okay. I'm excited. I love doing my podcast shit. I mean, I don't know if it's got the best reviews or if, you know, really anybody listens to much of it. But, hey, the people that do, I love my fans. You guys are the greatest goddamn people on earth. I mean, goddamn you are. Yes, you are. I want to commend all of you guys. And we, as a community, are kicking that ass. It just, everything gets funner and funner by the day of day. Yeah, it does. That's not even sarcasm in my voice. No. No. You know, don't do that. Shit also.
Wake up! Come rush and put a little makeup!
Well, that wasn't me either. But I found this thing the other day. You guys might get a kick out of this. Alright. I was going through all the, stuff that I go through. Hey, I'm a very important businessman. I have a very important business meeting to attend all week long. Actually, you know what's cool? Sam came up to me yesterday and said, Joel, we got meetings on Monday and Wednesday. I think 9 to 10. That stuff I probably need to remember. And I do, and I will. Especially and this dude's cool. I'm actually going to get this dude to come and do a podcast episode with me. Yeah. I think it'd be fun. It's going to be fun. So I like my job a lot. I do, mate.
Diverse, I
Oh, no, that one, yeah. It is cool. It is. Hey! What's up back there? I see you. What's going on, homie? I know, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Are you up front? What's up, man? Hey. Don't do that, Lincoln. That was fucked up. I don't cuss on this show anyway, so. Well, everybody, as you know, we got a new family member. We don't know if her name is Lexi, Chevy, or like a Chevelle, because now I got a Bentley, a Lincoln, and a Chevy. It's a girl, and man, when we found her, her ribs were sticking. I thought, honestly, it was sad. I thought she was going to die that night. But man, she is a plumped up shit motherfucker. I mean, dude, this dog poops more than I don't even, and she eats so much. I have no idea where it goes. I mean, dude. Well, I guess I do. It's all coming right over. She might have an issue, may or may not have an issue eating her own poop. But I'm sure you girls understand. I mean, come on. Don't get on to her. Hey. All right. Anyway, today's going to be fun. We're just hanging out. Cool Kicking It Live. Burner. Beastie Boys, in case you didn't know about that. And I got some emails. That's right. Stories. Oh, yes, you guys. Your favorite. Bigfoots and all that stuff coming at you live. I made a new, well, no, I did. I made it. Well, no, I'm sorry. Sorry, Lincoln. Help me. God damn. I'm sorry, Lincoln.
Yeah, you better be sorry, mother. God damn, you know I get no credit for this shit. You know, I only have I got 2 paws. 2. Well, 4. But I can only work with these. And I don't got that opposable thumb shit that you guys do. This shit is hard, flipping around on an iPad, checking this, checking that, going over here, going over there. You know, what's Chuck gonna fucking like this? Is this story gonna be good enough? You know, god damn, I get no, nothing.
Turning your shit off.
The fuck you are? This is not, wait. That shit back. Bullshit. Get back to me, Bruce. God damn it. Okay, now.
I'm taking your mic. Sorry, man. We don't fight on this show. You understand? Good. So Lincoln found us some good. Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes. Lincoln and found me some good. Well, what's the name of? Oh, wait, there's a word for it. No, not shiny balls, Lincoln. God, we're not talking about. I swear to God, dude. The things that dogs talk about when we're not around. Thank God I don't. Well, I did. Okay, listen. I put a camera up one day just to see what the big ones did to the little one. Well, I had to make sure because when I come in the door, it's not a pretty sight. Bentley, the dick nose of all dicks, it just seems like he's. Yeah, don't look at me like that, Lincoln. You don't help anything. So I sometimes don't know. I mean, like Bentley. You know what? I tell you what. I'm gonna take videos. I'm gonna post them on our YouTube channel. I want you guys to go on our YouTube channel, and I'm gonna record a day or a week in Joey's house. Holy shit, Lincoln, you're right. We're gonna do that.
I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I mean, goddamn, if you would, I swear to. Okay, listen. This is what I have an issue with you human people. Okay. First off, you guys are fucking stupid, okay? Good. Got that out of the way. I hate fucking people. Yeah. Well, I don't hate you, okay? Hey guys, you put food in my bowl. What can I say? And he takes me on walks and everything. Hey Chuck, I love you. I mean, God.
Where did Chuck come from anyway? Where did this, you know what? No one wants to hear, but...
Bullshit, okay? Listen to me. Okay. I was going through the street one day in the very, very, very month of May. It's not... Okay. I smoke cigarettes. What's the problem? Yes, I love them. Not like you love them, Chuck, but yes, I love them. Chucky over here smokes like a goddamn freight trading chimney. You'd think he was wishing for death or something, or what you are. I know. I mean...
Oh, really? I usually...
He really does. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he does.
No.
Well, yeah, I know, but you can't die too early, man. Nobody's gonna feed me like you do, man. Okay? So anyway, I was working like I always do on my podcast stuff, checking out stuff, stories, filling our ears with literature. Wait, that's not the right word. There's a word for it, but we'll get there in a minute. And I found this amazing thing. I did. So, Chuck's a little pissed off right now. Well, because I come up with all the good ideas, and he doesn't. I mean, so, I came up with a rap sheet, right? Not Chuck's rap sheet. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, you know, I'm sorry. Well, should have watched yourself. Okay. You know what, I'm gonna let Chuck this. Chuck, tell him about this, man. I'm busy pushing buttons and shit. Hey, I don't have that.
Oh, thank you. God, man. Okay. First off, I would just like to say that you probably shouldn't try to take care of or try to have a dog rescue thing, okay? Because, well, they will take over your life. And apparently God made these incredibly cute looking, so you can't be mean to, well, you know, I can't stand people that are. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Lincoln did a wonderful job. You know, it's probably taken us 15, 20 minutes to get past our sifting through our bullshit. But hey, man, it's okay. It's okay. I'm finding out anyway that 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning is actually the best time for us to do these. So, yeah, now I got a thing. So check this out, everybody. Our live shows are going to be Saturday. I'm still debating, but I think since I'm working like I am, Saturday and Sunday. The only problem is Sunday, the other half is here. Well, yeah, you know, sometimes she's a roommate most of the time. Yeah, you know how it goes. And I was with those for 10 years. Yes, I don't even have to explain it. Anyway, so I'm going to try to do it Sunday mornings too. So Saturday morning's going to be like this, like kicking it, hanging out. This is what we're doing. Some mornings, and I say morning, to me it's a night. You know, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever. That's probably going to be more of like recordings that I like, that I look up, and, you know, sheet nut stuff, like all that stuff. Oh, there's Lou Rock, everybody. Give it up to Lou. Hey, man, how have you been doing? Lou, I got a job. I did. I got a job. Yeah, I did. I sucked it up into the... I know. Well, so, check it out. Man, everybody, give it up to Lou. He's a homie, dude. He is a homie for us. If you haven't, check out his podcast, by the way. It's super awesome. Anyway, check it, Lou. So, I got a job. So, Saturday mornings and well, okay, I'm in Central Time. I'm America with an E. Yeah, it is. Well, it's not without going without love or going with it.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Well, that hurts. Oh. Well, yeah, basically. So I started working. So Saturdays and Sundays are going to be our live hangout. You know, take calls, all that fun stuff. I am going to have, now today though, I have a real cool, you got to check this out, Lou. We got this, I almost want to call you Lou Reed, but it's not. And Lou Rock is like the coolest fucking name ever. I wish that I would have came up with that one. My name sucks. Well, I got the to no avail thing because it's like, oh, and to no avail, the dude lost anyway. Well, that's what happens when you're a dipshit like such as I am. But, Lincoln, you know what? You're a dog. No, that's it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Anyway. So, yes. Lincoln, don't. Saturdays and Sundays are going to be when we do our live shows. Now, during the week, we're going to have some stuff that's going to be like stuff that we find, Lincoln finds, I find that is just really cool, you know, somebody, you know, and the Sunday thing is, it might just be a fucking full-on Saturday, like, hoorah, type of thing. Maybe. You know, we got a new couch. I gotta set that up. Man, I've been good. Don't forget to pass by. Oh, Saint. Yeah, I know. I need to say what's up to her. Well, I think that she like. I do. I love it, man. You're talking about Saint Ellen C. Yeah, right. That she's super sweet. I'm a big fan. I haven't talked to her though. Yeah, I love her, man. I need to go say what's up to her. I haven't talked to her. We miss our shows, but the other night when I was doing, it was like a recording thing. Yeah, her and Lincoln got something going. I don't know what it is. He doesn't even tell me about it, but I think it's like, you know what I mean? Hey, we don't do that in here. Stop it. Hey! You know, like the birds and the bees. I guess that's what Lincoln was getting at. Anyway, Lincoln's business, my business, I'm keep them separated. So, but, yeah, Saint and Lincoln got something going. They were on the phone the other day, and I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm not doing anything, Chuck. What are you doing? I was like, you're on the phone. It's like dogs don't talk on phones. Oh, yeah, it's a good one. It's a real good one, dipshit. I know you would think that this show is nothing but about me and Lincoln going back and forth all the time. But we could seriously fill up the time doing it. I mean, it's really all we do when we're hanging out at home anyway. But it's not what you guys want to hear. So, Lou, I got this cool... Okay. I'm sorry. If I keep saying that, Lincoln, Anyway, he's pouting. He found this really cool story about the number 33. We're going to get into it, I promise. Now, check this out. Lou, are you ready for this one? All right. Everybody, I think it's time. We've bullshitted. We've probably lost everybody that's even been listening. All right, now, check this out. I'm not sure. And this might be something all of you guys, Lou, check this. Let me know, Lou, let me know if this is something you've heard, okay? Listen to this. Hang on. The number 33 has a long history of coincidences, often expressed in bizarre and incredulous ways, right? Human psychology has an innate ability to create very big, towards anything, especially mysterious, my favorite oxymoron. Synchronicities out of otherwise random connections, and provides self-fulfilling confirmation to support our interpretation of events. Whether it's meaningful or just coincidence, it's still fun examination, and provides a few moments of enjoyment when you look at the possibilities that surround these connections. It's really interesting. It really is. I gotta hand it to Lincoln. He did. See? Okay. He's worn out from all this story-looking stuff. All right. Phoenix, Arizona sits on the 33rd. Now get ready for this. This is okay. Phoenix, Arizona sits on the 33rd parallel of latitude and was once home to an ancient civilization known as the Hohokam. It's a real name. I'm not. Hohokam, yes. Yes. Don't do Lincoln. How am I going to ever get through this story? You're fucking around like that. I see you up there. Hey. All right. Yes, that's what I said. Hohokam. All right? Stay with me. It gets more interesting. All right. Fuck. Yep. The largest hub of that culture was known as Snaketown, a connection to the importance of the serpent in ancient times, and which sits almost perfectly on the 33rd parallel. Okay? Now this is where we're going. We're creeping up the hill. Now we're going to hit that little thing, and then it's just going to go downhill, and man, that's where you got to hang on and listen, and okay, sorry. All right. Moving along that 33rd line of latitude will take you to the ancient seaport of Tyre, part of the Phoenician Empire. One product famously produced by Tyre was purple dye, and in Greek, Phoenix means purple. What ties Phoenix, Arizona to Tyre is the odd fact that Phoenix, Arizona's city flag, has a maroon Background, a variation of purple. Just the beginning, my friends. Other ancient cities sit on the 33rd parallel. Often these sites were of significant importance during the existence. Baghdad, Iraq is one. The location of ancient Mesopotamia. The White Pyramid in China also sits on the 33rd parallel near the ancient city of Xi'an, and terracotta army of the Qin dynasty. You know those cool fucking Japan where those cool statues. You know the army of they've got those rows of them, right? That sits on the 33rd latitude line. Okay, now in the Americas, there are remains of several ancient sites that sit near the 33rd parallel as well. The ancient city of Moundville, near the Black Warrior River in Alabama, is considered to be the largest city north of Mexico when it was at its peak. Poverty Point State Historic Site near Pioneer, Louisiana, is thought to have been built almost 4,000 years ago. Both the Winterville site near Greensville, Mississippi, and the Etowah Mounds near Cartsville, Georgia, can claim the 33rd parallel as the line of their placement. The Blythe Intaglious geoglyphs along the Colorado River are also found on the 33rd parallel as well. Perhaps it won't come as a surprise to find out that Roswell, New Mexico, the location of the most famous UFO incident in America history, lies on the 33rd parallel. It hadn't even started. It's not just geography that makes connections to the number 33. Here it goes. The dropping of the atomic bomb during World War II has several ties to it. The drop was authorized by Harry S. Truman, who happened to be the 33rd president of the U.S. The Trinity testing grounds for the bomb lie on the 33rd parallel, as does Nagasaki lines Nagasaki and Hiroshima, the unfortunate recipients of that horrendous atomic action. There are plenty of other odd coincidences. Oh, so I got my voice cracked. There are plenty of other odd coincidences regarding 33. The Freemasons hold the number 33 as important to the reality of the world around us, and it is the highest level that one can attain in the Scottish rites of Freemasonry. Water will boil at precisely 33 degrees on the temperature scale devised by Sir Isaac Newton, and ice will begin to melt at 33 degrees in the Fahrenheit system. In some systems, the use of an extra day and a leap year in a lunar calendar goes through a 33-year cycle. In Islam, prayer beads are generally arranged in sets of 33 beads, corresponding to the widespread use of this number in the Dikers rituals. The beads are often arranged for a total of 33, or in 3 stands of 33 beads, each for a total of 99, corresponding to the 99 names of God. Jesus Christ was named to have been 33. Jesus Christ was said to have been 33 when he was crucified. In the biblical book of Genesis, the name of the Elohim appears 33 times. The Buddhism, the second level of heaven, known as the Triestema, is formed from the numeral Triestament of 33. The Hindu religion has 33 deities described in the Samhitas, if I'm saying that right, the oldest layer in texts in the Vedas. In the Kabbalah, 33 represents the highest level of consciousness and spiritual awareness. The Sangahu Canon pilgrimage visits 33 Buddhist temples throughout the Kansai region of Japan. The first Temple of Solomon was pillaged after standing for 33 years. Alexander the Great died at 33. Pope John I was murdered after 33 days as Pope. In astrology, the sun enters a new sign of the zodiac at 33 degrees. The White Sands rocket launching site, called Launch Complex 33, is where the American space program developed rockets for space exploration. Exactly 33 minutes after the Apollo 11 touched down on the moon's surface, the three stars of Orion's belt would be perfectly aligned with the moon's horizon. 33rd degree Mason Buzz Aldrin and son of 33rd degree Mason Neil Armstrong Jr. supposedly performed a Masonic ceremony at this time as well. 33rd degrees Mason James Cameron, director of Titanic, attended the Houston opening of that film when it opened at exactly 3:33 p.m. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, is 330 meters tall. Although, to be fair, that is recent numbers because of the addition of antennas attached to the top. The human foot has 33 joints, and there are 33 vertebrae in the spinal column if the bones of the coccyx are counted individually. The United States flag shows the globe divided into 33 sections. There were 33 miners trapped in the famous Chilean mine disaster. Zion Williamson, a star basketball player, was once injured when one of his shoes fell off apart 33 seconds into a game. And the grandest of all the 33 oddities are the Great Pyramids, which sit on the 33rd parallel. That's right, my friend. Yeah. Now, coincidences are more meaningful intersections. Whatever your perception, the number 33 will always hold a place in the hysteric, stoic world of the American race. That's right, my friends. It's magic. Well, I just thought that was cool. Now, getting into that again. God, I can't believe I just can't name Tesla. He always said that 369 were like the universal numbers of the world, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they're the numbers that pop up in everything. Like the way that flowers bloom is always like 6 to 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Everything falls into these 3, 6, 9 phases. Anything divided by 9. And I mean, there are a ton of, the way that flowers bloom, the way it's really cool. April 12th is the anniversary of the cerebral hemorrhage that instantly killed the 32nd U.S. president and 32-degree Freemason Franklin D. Roosevelt in the resort in Warm Springs, Georgia, he referred to as Little White House. Same day, 33-degree Shriner Freemason Harry Truman was sworn in the real White House as America's 33rd president. Yep. Well, I mean, I know that I've gone over this, but, Truman presided over the atomic bomb detonations, on Japan under 33 degrees Mason Emperor Hiroshima, the United Nations NSA State of Israel in the Korean War. In 1948, Truman said FDR would not have done it. Done what? Drop the atomic bombs. Divide North and South Korea. Create the UN. Recognize the State of Israel. FDR sent a letter on April 5th, 1945 to Grand Orient Lodge Mason bin Saud, the King of Saudi Arabia. He wrote, "Your Majesty, I will take not action as chief executive hostile to the Arab people." 1 week later, FDR was dead, and 33 years later, the State of Israel was formally recognized. 60 years later, 32-degree Prince Paul Mason Barrett Obama bowed to IBN Saudi's son. Saudi Arabia, Abdullah, Emperor Hiroshito's son, Akito, and proclaimed a new beginning of Islam in Cairo. Jesus was 33 at his crucifixion. 33-degree Masons are sovereign, meaning no higher rank. 33-degree Freemason John Kerry arrives at Seoul April 12th, some 2 days after the deadline for which Kim Jong unwarned embassies in North Korea would not be protected. It is also the eve of Holocaust Day. The year 2013 is 60 years after the Korean War. Amnesty temporarily halted the first war fought by the UN. Better hold on to your hats, folks. It gets crazy. I mean, well, is everybody understanding what I'm, it's just, no, it goes on for, if you could, and which we have, so, oh wow, I didn't know that I was not. And I'm on my 33rd beer. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, shit. I'm not really. It's my third. I'm just kidding. Okay. I thought it was cool. You know what? I don't believe in coincidences either, man. Hey, you joined our fan club. Yes, I made it free. Anybody that's on here, join my fan club, man. It's so much fun. We drink beers. We do all kinds of nothing. It's cool as hell. You'll love it. I swear. Don't do that. Lincoln, we're trying to sell our fucking shit, not ruin it. Lincoln, listen. Okay, we're not gonna go. Oh, that's fine. Yep. Yep. Well, guys, I found no. No, don't everybody get, up too quick. We still have stories. That was just our fun beginning stuff. Yeah. I know, we're not a real cool podcast, are we? We're just sort of like, but we're all about fun in here. Speaking of, thank you. That's, that's why I love my dogs. We are, Billy that's too goddamn cute, Billy and Princess together. Lincoln's sitting and growling at me. Okay. He doesn't like me. Stop talking about it. All right. Okay, everybody. I got to take a short break. Lou, don't go anywhere. You're a dedicated motherfucker. Man, everybody, give it up for Lou. And listen, I'm dead serious. If you don't go on his fucking podcast and start following him, and he doesn't get more followers, he's gonna tell me. And if he does tell me, and you guys don't do it, I swear to God, I'm sure nothing's gonna happen. But I will. God damn it! Check out his podcast. It's cool as fuck. I dig it, man. I like him. Guys, don't go anywhere. We got stories coming, my friends, and these stories, God damn, they're great. I gotta love it. Man, I wasn't there, so I had to get a cake, man. Okay, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back, my friends. But don't worry, I won't leave you too bored before I leave. No one bored too long. That's right, my friends. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere, anywhere. Do I hate when people talk like that?
Bermeja. If you were to look at pretty much any map of the Gulf of Mexico drawn by Spanish explorers in the 16th and 17th centuries, you would find a small island lying off the north coast of the Yucatan Peninsula called Bermeja. Although the exact location of the island varied slightly depending on the map, it was a well-known fact that the island at least existed. Bermeja was first mentioned by Spanish cartographer Alonso de Santa Cruz in an official list of islands in the Gulf of Mexico, published in Madrid in 1539. Alonso de Chaves, another Spanish cartographer, once wrote that from a distance, Bermeja looked blondish or reddish, which is where the island's name came from. A couple of hundred years later, in the mid-1800s, French-Mexican cartographers published reports stating that the island of Bermeja had started to sink. By the late 18th century, Bermeja was no longer featured in many maps of the area, and the last time it showed up on an official map was in the 1921 edition of the Geographic Atlas of the Mexican Republic. In the late 90s, the American and Mexican governments started negotiations to determine the boundaries for the exploitation rights of oil in the Gulf of Mexico. If the Mexican government could find the island of Bermeja, that would expand Mexico's oil drilling rights way further into the Gulf. Around that time, the Mexican government conducted 3 official investigations to find the island, armed with state-of-the-art ultrasound technology and all kinds of modern tools to locate it. Mysteriously, they couldn't find any trace of the island, and according to spokespeople from the Mexican Navy, it was as if the island had never even existed. A year after the Mexican Navy failed to find Bermeja, a Mexican senator named José Angel Cioncielo, who was one of the most fierce advocates for the expansion of Mexico's oil drilling territory and the island's existence, was killed in a car accident on a Mexican highway when a semi-truck slammed into the right side of the car. His death quickly became the fuel for a conspiracy theory, according to which the CIA had blown up the island to further an oil-fueled American agenda. Of course, this theory is a bit of a stretch, and some of the other more logical theories that surfaced regarding the disappearance of the island are much more likely to be true. One possibility that researchers seem to favor is that the island sunk after an earthquake or underwater landslide, which led to a further series of explorations in 2009 to see if the remains could be found at the bottom of the ocean. However, despite the even more advanced technologies that were used during that year's official investigations, the ultrasound exploration of the ocean floor revealed absolutely nothing but a sandy ocean bottom. Speculation that the island had never existed once again started circulating online and in the news, leading many people to adopt it as the truth. After the failed explorations in 2009, Julio Zamora, president of the Mexican Society of Geography, claimed that the existence of the island of Bermeja had probably been faked by early Spanish explorers to throw off other explorers and military rivals from other countries. This would make sense, as it was common practice to make slightly inaccurate maps back then for the sake of strategy. Another possible theory is that the island could have been drawn by one cartographer in the wrong location by mistake and replicated dozens of times over the centuries by other unaware cartographers. Still, some researchers think that due to the very precise descriptions of the island's physical appearance, Bermeja probably did exist, but in another location. Despite the abundance of theories regarding the mysterious island's location and existence, 15 years after the last exploration of the last known location of Bermeja, the truth is still a mystery and will probably remain that way forever. Overton Bridge. Built in 1895 in Dumbarton, Scotland, the Overton Bridge is a Gothic-style bridge overlooking a 50-foot ravine that leads up to Overton House, a 19th century manor in the Scottish lowlands. At first glance, Overton Bridge looks pretty much like any other bridge from the time, but there's one pretty dark detail that makes it different from any other structure in the area. For the past 80 years, hundreds of dogs have been jumping off the bridge and down to the ravine to their deaths for seemingly no apparent reason. Sometimes the dogs survive the fall and are left with debilitating injuries, and according to some reports, there have even been instances where dogs allegedly jumped off the bridge, survived, ran up the slope, and then jumped off once again to their deaths. Depending on the source, you'll find reports stating that the amount of dogs that have jumped off the bridge is either lower than 100 or in the high 100s.
Those are my cows,
but regardless of the
man.
exact number, it's a fact that a lot of dogs have died at this bridge for some mysterious reason. As you can imagine, these incidents at Overton Bridge have fueled all kinds of outlandish theories, including suggestions that the bridge is haunted. According to Celtic pagan beliefs, the bridge is located at a thin place, which is a place that lies at the supposed union between heaven and earth. Some locals have also favored more supernatural theories, with many people blaming the dog's death on the White Lady of Overton, the alleged ghost of the widow from Overton House. Another popular theory among the locals is that the dogs are being affected by negative residual energy from a tragic event that took place in 1994, in which a 32-year-old father threw his baby off the bridge, claiming that his child was the Antichrist. Following the tragic murder, the father was declared insane and locked up in a psych ward. But even with all the more outlandish theories that have gained traction in recent years, some researchers have come up with more plausible explanations for the mysterious incidents at Overton Bridge. In 2006, animal behaviorist David Sands investigated the bridge and suggested that the dogs are probably detecting the presence of wild animals below the bridge with their keen sense of smell, which makes them chase after the smell and inadvertently jumping to their deaths. This would make sense, as according to official statistics in the area, minks began breeding in large numbers in the 50s in Scotland, and most long-nosed dogs seem to favor the smell of mink over any other small animal, including squirrels. From my research, most of the dogs that have died at the bridge are long-nosed breeds. Also, because the bridge has tapered edges, from the dog's point of view, the edge looks more like a flat plane, safe for running and chasing after small animals. So, while there will probably continue to be speculation about paranormal activity at Overton Bridge for many years to come, it's much more likely that the dogs aren't intentionally taking their lives and are simply falling to their deaths on accident while chasing the odors from other animals. Abandoned Viaduct Petrobras. In the 1950s, the Brazilian government began a project to build BR-101, Brazil's longest highway spanning almost 3,000 miles. In the 1960s, construction began on a segment of highway called the Viaduct Petrobras that was meant to cross the Brazilian jungle to connect Rio de Janeiro and Santos, São Paulo. 16 years after construction started, the segment of highway that crossed the jungle was due to be connected to an already existing part of the highway to finish the project. However, due to Brazil's economic crisis, plans changed at the very last minute, and instead of connecting the viaduct to the existing road, the highway was linked to a different coastal route. As a result, the Viaduct Petrobras was left abandoned in the middle of the jungle, and to this day, the Brazilian government has done nothing to remove it or reuse its parts. Standing over 130 feet tall and almost 1,000 feet long, the structure features fully built tunnels, retaining walls, and a gigantic concrete foundation, which has slowly been swallowed by the jungle as the years have gone by. To an outsider, the Viaduct Petrobras looks like it was taken out of the city and dropped in the middle of nowhere in the South American jungle for no reason, giving off an admittedly eerie atmosphere. Even though the Viaduct Petrobras seems pretty wasteful, the out-of-place structure is now a pretty popular tourist destination for curious travelers and locals wanting to catch a glimpse of the abandoned concrete giant. Kola Super Deep Borehole. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union and the US were locked in a battle to develop superior space exploration technologies, often referred to as the space race. But what many people don't know is that the two countries were also competing to drill as close as possible to the center of the Earth. As is often the case, the motivation behind the drilling was mostly to find oil and valuable minerals. But from what I found, developing machines that can get close to the center of the Earth would also help understand the causes of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions at a much deeper level. In 1958, the US government launched Project Mohawk to collect a sample from Earth's mantle by drilling to the bottom of the ocean off Guadalupe Island in Mexico. Over the next 8 years, they drilled over 600 feet into the seabed, but in 1966, the House of Representatives had to discontinue the project because it was getting too expensive. 4 years later, in 1970, it was the Soviet Union's turn, and they drilled their hole close to the Barents Sea just outside the Norwegian border in a city known as Murmansk, Russia. At the time, the Soviets' goal was to drill as far down as possible, which researchers hoped would be a little over 9 miles. Unlike the US, the Soviets were a little more successful with their attempt and managed to drill way deeper into the Earth's crust, which resulted in the creation of the Kola Super Deep Borehole, also known as the world's deepest man-made hole. With a total depth of over 40,000 feet, or around 7.5 miles, the Kola Super Deep Borehole is deeper than the Mariana Trench, and its depth surpasses the height of Mount Everest. As the project progressed, the scientists realized the temperature was much higher than expected at every point below 10,000 feet. And at around 7.5 miles below the surface, the drill reported a temperature of almost 360 Fahrenheit. This was way higher than the 212 degrees Fahrenheit the scientists had predicted at that depth. So even though the Soviets had broken a record with the Kola borehole, they too had to discontinue the project in 1992 due to increasing rock densities and crazy high temperatures. And in 2005, the drill was shut down and the hole was sealed for good. However, that wasn't the end of the story, and there's a slightly more disturbing reason why people remember the Kola super deep borehole. In the late 80s, a strange story started circulating in several Christian Finnish newspapers, which reported that a group of Soviet scientists had drilled a hole to the center of the Earth and had allegedly lowered an extremely heat-tolerant microphone into the hole. Through this, they supposedly heard a series of extremely disturbing, tormented screams coming from the bottom of the well. Throughout the 90s, the story spread to other countries, until even American newspapers were running it. As the story gained popularity, sound files with the supposed audio of the tormented screams from the center of the Earth started appearing everywhere online, with allegations that the screams came from tormented souls stuck in hell. As it was later revealed, the original recording of tormented screams was made from a loop of various sound effects and the soundtrack from the 1972 movie Barren Blood. From this point forward, it was pretty much common knowledge that the screams were fake. However, it is a fact that some pretty disturbing sounds have been heard coming from the Kola super deep borehole, along with other super deep boreholes. In 2013, Dutch artist Lute Given traveled to the 30,000-foot deep KTB super deep borehole in Germany, where she lowered a microphone protected by a thermal shield to see if she could pick up any sounds at the bottom of the well. Interestingly, a mysterious deep rumbling sound that scientists couldn't explain could be heard through the microphone, which in the artist's own words, some people thought sounded like hell, while others thought they could hear the planet breathe. Even though the sound is pretty cool to hear, even if a little haunting, the consensus among scientists is that the sound comes from layers and layers of rocks rearranging themselves after being moved around by the drill that made the hole.
Best time buying crypto? It's like your first visit to a taco truck. So you start with un poquito, a taster. If you like this,
You know, it's our natural instinct to try to understand how everything around us works. And throughout history, it's this curiosity that's allowed us to make the best use of our environment and become as technologically advanced as we have. There are, though, still plenty of mysteries and strange phenomena that defy explanation. From puzzling geological formations to mysterious archaeological sites, these places continue to puzzle scientists around the world. So for today's video, we're going to explore 15 mysterious places that scientists really can't explain. Number 15. Lake Maracaibo, Venezuela. Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela has long been relied upon by local communities for its water and fishing, of course, but there's a strange phenomenon that takes place there, and it's done for hundreds of years. It's called Catatumbo lightning, and it's known as the everlasting storm. It's a place where it's actually more likely to have a thunderstorm each night than not. These storms can produce as many as 1 million lightning bolts per year and last for up to 10 hours a night for 140 to 160 nights a year. The lightning is usually visible for miles around and creates an almost otherworldly feel while it's taking place. To make things even stranger, despite the continual study, there still isn't agreement about why exactly this phenomenon takes place in the precise location. It's believed to be the result of a unique combination of factors that are specific to the Lake Maracaibo region, with warm and moist air from the Caribbean Sea colliding with the cool air descending from the Andes Mountains, along with the lake's topography. Whether this is enough to create the perfect conditions for the storms isn't fully clear, though, and some researchers think it's also due with the oil reserves and the presence of other minerals beneath the lake itself. Regardless of the cause, though, the Catatumbo lightning has become an important part of Venezuelan folklore and traditions, and it's even found its way into literature, art, and music. It has, too, saved countless lives over the years, as it's been so reliable throughout history that it was used by sailors and navigators as a natural lighthouse, guiding them safely through the treacherous waters of Lake Maracaibo and the nearby Gulf of Venezuela. Number 14. The Chocolate Hills, Philippines. The Chocolate Hills, located on the island of Bohol in the Philippines, create a stunning natural landscape, and with as many as 1,776 of them, have become one of the most famous landmarks in the country. They get their name from their appearance during the dry season when the grass covering the hills turns brown and begins to resemble a mound of chocolate. It is an incredible transformation that takes place, and one that attracts people from around the world. The origin of the Chocolate Hills, though, is subject of a scientific interest and a local legend, and scientifically there are still some missing pieces to the explanation of how they were formed. Geological studies have shown that they're the result of limestone weathering, erosion, and the uplift of coral deposits from an ancient seafloor, and over millions of years they've created these cone-shaped hills. Their precise shape, the large number of them, and why they aren't themselves eroding away isn't entirely clear, and it's still subject of investigation. There is, of course, an explanation beyond science, and there's a more romantic story from local folklore. Legend has it that a giant named Orojo fell in love with a mortal woman named Aloya. When she died, Orojo was heartbroken and couldn't stop crying, and it was his tears that formed the Chocolate Hills as they dried and solidified under the sun. The Chocolate Hills have become a popular tourist attraction in the Philippines, drawing visitors from far and wide. And now there's a viewing deck called the Chocolate Hills Complex that gives unparalleled panoramic views of the wonders. It's there that visitors can climb to the top and take in the breathtaking sight of the rolling, chocolate-colored hills that stretch into the distance as far as the eye can see. Number 13. The Zone of Silence, Mexico. There are a number of places around the world where strange electronic phenomena take place, but there's perhaps none as peculiar and legendary as the Mapimi Silent Zone in the state of Durango in Mexico. Also simply known as the Zone of Silence, or La Zona del Silencio in Spanish. It's a remote area of the Chihuahuan Desert of Mexico. Covering an area approximately 1,500 square miles, or 3,800 square kilometers, it's sparsely populated, arid landscape that's covered with unique rock formations and desert flora and fauna. It's just as you'd expect from a stretch of desert, but what makes this one different is the number of accounts of electromagnetic disturbances and inexplicable occurrences over the years. Probably the most famous of the peculiar effects within the Zone of Silence is its ability to disrupt radio signals and communication equipment. Many have reported experiencing a complete loss of radio contact when traveling through the area, but no one's entirely sure why. Some theories have suggested these disruptions are the result of high levels of magnetic and mineral deposits in the region, but there have also been claims of paranormal or extraterrestrial activity too. Only adding to the more out-of-this-world solutions is that there have also been reports of strange, luminous objects.
I couldn't figure it out. I was trying everything, but then looked like she had a stomachache again the next.
In the sky over the region too. And while these events are far less common than the electrical interference, they too are yet to be satisfactorily explained. As such a remote region, there have been extended investigations into what's causing these strange events, but it's hoped that one day it could be a sign that it's geologically and environmentally a special place, and that one could become very important in the future when we fully understand it. Number 12. The Dancing Forest, Russia. Positioned on the Curonian Spit, which is a sandbank that reaches out into the Baltic Sea in Russia, there's an unusual formation that's baffled scientists and captured the imaginations of visitors, known as the Dancing Forest, or Lesnoy Tanets in Russian. It's a large group of trees that have grown in strange and completely unexpected ways. They are all pine trees, which should normally grow tall and straight, but in this place they take on bizarre and often whimsical shapes. Their trunks can spiral like corkscrews, and their branches seem to contort in odd and almost surreal ways. Some appear as though they're bowing or dancing, and the forest floor is covered with their mysterious shadows, which create a hauntingly beautiful ambiance. This isn't the only forest in the world where trees are known to grow in peculiar ways, but most others have been simple to explain. In this dancing forest, though, the exact cause continues to elude researchers, but there are a few theories that have been put forward to explain it. The most popular is that these deformities have been caused by the strong and persistent coastal winds that sweep across the Curonian Spit, shaping the trees over time. The sandy soil and unique microclimate of the region may also play a role in how this interacts with trees, but this would normally be expected to cause each of the trees to grow in a similar way. Those in the dancing forest are different from one another, so there must be another factor that's influencing their behavior at work. Number 11. The Devil's Kettle, Minnesota. The Judge C.R. Magny State Park in Minnesota is a beautiful region of protected natural beauty, but while it's popular with locals for the hiking trails and camping, it's most famous for a large waterfall called the Devil's Kettle. Not just because it itself is a stunning feature, but because there's an enduring mystery surrounding the water that passes over it. It's on the Brule River that flows through the park, but just before it reaches the waterfall, around half of the water volume cascades into a deep, massive hole referred to as the kettle. The remaining half continues to flow over the waterfall and continue as a river beneath. The mystery then is what actually happens to the water that falls into the kettle. There have, over the years, been countless attempts to figure this out, including conducting dye tests, dropping GPS trackers into it, and even throwing objects like logs and ping pong balls into the kettle, with the hope that they'll re-emerge somewhere else. To their dismay, though, all of these objects vanish without a trace, something that's led to rumors and legends of a series of vast underground tunnel network and hidden caves. What makes things even stranger is that just a bit further down, the river flow significantly increases, which suggests that virtually all of the missing water does eventually return. But none of the objects, dyes, or trackers are known to have re-emerged, so it must be taking a convoluted route to get there, one that with current technology we're unable to fully chart or understand. Number 10. Al-Nazla, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is home to some of the most pristine and stunning desert environments in the world. But while we now fully understand how most of these structures form, there is one place that continues to mystify. Around 31 miles or 50 kilometers to the south of the Tema Oasis is what's known as the Al-Nazla Rock, which, made of sandstone and around 20 feet high and 30 feet wide, stands perfectly upright, despite weighing several tons. This would be unusual at the best of times, but to make things even stranger, the massive stone is split in two with such precision that it is nearly symmetrical gap down the center. The accuracy of this split has led some to suggest that it must be the result of human intervention or advanced ancient technology. But no definitive evidence of human involvement has been found, and the exact cause of this impressive formation remains a subject of debate. Geologists generally believe that Al-Nazla's unique split is the result of natural processes, primarily the stress-induced fracture of sandstone. Over millions of years, forces such as tectonic activity, erosion, and weathering have acted upon the sandstone, causing it to crack along its natural fault lines. The precise split is simply a fluke from the combination of unique properties of the rock and the slow, patient action of natural forces. Still, it's hard to believe that this is purely natural, and not everyone is convinced. Al-Nazla has become a destination for explorers, geologists, and curious travelers wanting to see this firsthand. And it looks as if it could fall over at any moment, despite having remained upright for centuries. Being in a region that's so rich in history too, with archaeological sites that date back thousands of years, such as ancient rock carvings and inscriptions, it's also likely that the split stone played a role in ancient rituals or ceremonies. But this is also still to be proven. Number 9. Tabby Star. Recent advances in technology have allowed us to look out to the stars in ways that have never been possible before. But the more we do so, the more we discover places in the universe that defy conventional understanding. One way that's used to determine whether there are planets orbiting distant stars is to measure the amount of light that's being emitted. And if there are moments when it dims, it could be a sign there's an object temporarily blocking it. Using this technique on our sun would see its light dim by a few percent when the largest planet, Jupiter, moves in front of it. But researchers have discovered a star where the light differential is far greater than this, raising the question of what could possibly be big enough to have such an effect. Tabby's star, which is officially known as KIC 846-2852, is in the constellation Cygnus and around 1,400 light-years away from Earth. It was first observed as part of
crazy military headphones are disrupting the billion-dollar earphone market. Dude, you gotta hear about these wild bone conduction things. It's like having an extra pair of ears. Picture this. A new sound tech developed for U.S. Special Forces is dominating the market here. Imagine headphones that don't go in your ears but vibrate your skull for pristine sound. Crazy, right? And the kicker? No ear blockage means full awareness of surroundings. So, these headphones were invented by a U.S. Army engineer to keep soldiers connected in the field without losing awareness. Here's a crazy bit of history. This whole bone conduction thing is centuries-old technology. It got its inspiration from Beethoven, the 18th century composer, right? The guy was almost totally deaf, but figured out he could hear his piano by biting down on the steel rod he connected to, picking up vibrations through his jaw. That's wild, right? So this military engineer hears about this story and goes, boom, that's it, and starts rigging up these headsets for the troops. They tested it out in the field, and the results they got were absolutely stunning. They could hear commands in crystal clear audio quality while still being aware of their surroundings. Fast forward, he gets the patent, lands a cool $2.5 million in funding, and starts rolling these out for the troops. And now he's flipping the script and bringing it to folks like you and me. He calls it Sound Rev. It looks like an open ear headset, but it doesn't go into your ears. Instead, it sends sound through your cheekbones right to your inner ear. keeping your ears open to hear everything else around you. You can rock out or chat while staying aware, preventing accidents and catering to hearing issues or sensitive ears. Perfect for any activity, indoors or out. It stays connected via Bluetooth to whatever gadget you've got. Phone, tablet, laptop, and it's tough, man. Waterproof, sweatproof, built for an active lifestyle with a battery that lasts for days. When SoundRev hit the market, it exploded. Like, it sold out in 2 days. People were showing off this bone conduction tech on social media, and it went viral. The company is pushing to make sure everyone can buy one, cutting prices and offering bulk discounts. So, if you're thinking about it, now's the time. He's offering a 50% discount if you order today. Snag one for yourself, maybe grab a few as gifts. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this deal. Hit up their website by clicking the link below, grab that 50% discount, and get ready to own this revolutionary bone conduction technology before it's sold out.
NASA's Kepler Space Telescope mission, which monitored thousands of stars in search of exoplanets by measuring their light curves or brightness variations. But while some stars exhibit slight dips in brightness caused by transiting planets, Tabby's star showed dips of up to 20% or more, which is a significant change. The unusual and erratic nature of the dimming led to various theories and captured the imagination of scientists and the public. Some of the potential explanations for this dimming include massive comet swarms, asteroid belts, and even alien megastructures known as Dyson spheres, which could be constructed by advanced civilizations to harness a star's energy. The idea of alien megastructures, however exciting, was met with skepticism from the scientific community, though, and astronomers and astrophysicists worked to try to understand the phenomenon. Further observations with ground-based telescopes have now led to the likely answer being that the dimming of Tabby's star is most likely caused by a cloud of dust and debris. But still, the exact origin and nature of this material remain uncertain. Number 8. The Richat Structure, Mauritania. The Richat Structure, which is often referred to as the Eye of the Sahara, is a huge geological formation that's deep within the remote desert of Mauritania in West Africa. When seen from above, the structure appears as a massive circular depression measuring around 25 miles or 40 kilometers in diameter. The formation consists of concentric rings of alternating sedimentary rock layers, with the innermost ring layer containing older rocks and the outer ring comprised of younger deposits. From the ground level, it's so large that it's almost impossible to even realize that you're within a structure at all, and the only clues you'll see are occasional shifts in color or types of rock. At first, this was assumed to be an impact crater from a meteorite that had struck the Earth from space, but scientists have proven that it is instead an example of a geological feature known as a dome or an anticline. The structure was therefore formed by the slow, uplifting movement of the Earth's crust over millions of years, which caused the rocks to bend and fold into this distinctive circular shape that we see. There is a problem with this explanation, though, and that's the bullseye. The central depression has puzzled scientists and geologists for years, as it was originally thought to be the result of erosion, with the action of the wind and water gradually wearing away the rock layers. Recent research, though, has shown that this isn't enough to account for its shape and its size, and that the central eye may instead have formed as the result of volcanic and hydrothermal activity, followed by subsequent collapse and erosion. This is all yet to be proven, though, so far more work is needed to fully understand what is arguably one of the most impressive natural formations on the planet, and one that's so otherworldly that it's been proposed as a potential site for testing Mars rovers, due to its resemblance to the Martian landscape. Moving on to number 7, the Sargasso Sea, Atlantic Ocean. There is much that we still have to learn about the oceans around the world, with research showing that while we once may have believed to be giant masses of swirling and mixing water, are actually distinctly separate formations with vastly different temperatures, salinity levels, and oxygen levels. As an example of one of these is the Sargasso Sea, a place that, despite being known about for centuries, is still somewhat of a mystery. Located in the North Atlantic Ocean, it's known for its cobalt blue waters and vast expanses of golden brown floating seaweed known as sargassum, covering an estimated area of 1.4 million square miles. kilometers. The Sargasso Sea is unlike typical any defined coastlines and is instead surrounded by 4 powerful ocean currents. The Canary Current to the east, the North Equatorial Current to the south, and the Antilles Current to the west. These currents form a nearby stationary vortex known as the North Atlantic Subtropical Gyre, which traps floating debris and seaweed within its boundaries. The most visible feature of the sea is the Sargassum seaweed, which forms dense floating mats on the sea surface. These growths provide a vital habitat for a wide range of marine life, including fish, turtles, and various species of invertebrates, with the Sargassum seaweed itself being adapted to this unique environment, with gas-filled bladders that help it stay buoyant. This sea is also known for its role as a breeding ground for several species of migratory marine animals, such as the Atlantic eel. European and American eels, all as a part of their life cycles, spawn in the Sargasso Sea, with their larvae drifting along ocean currents before eventually making their way back to the continental coastlines, and then returning to the sea once they've matured to repeat the process all over. With so much life within it, the Sargasso Sea is hugely important to the world's ecosystem, from oxygen production to the lives of countless species. But it's our lack of scientific understanding of it that's becoming a problem, because it's not exactly clear how it formed, how it continues to exist, or which structures are vital to its survival. It's making it more difficult to understand the impact that human activity is having on it, and how to further prevent damage. It, for example, contains the North Atlantic Garbage Patch and has troubling levels of plastic pollution within it, as well as being a place where plastic-eating microbes have been discovered. Further knowledge will help limit the buildup of this pollution, but could also, it's hoped, help develop ways to tackle similar issues elsewhere in the world. Number 6. The Votovara Mountain, Russia. Deep within the remote Karelia region of Russia is the mysterious Votovara Mountain. It's the highest point in the region, reaching 1,369 feet or 417 meters above sea level, and far away from everywhere, with the nearest settlement being 12.5 miles away to the northwest. But that hasn't stopped it from being known as one of the most mysterious places in the country. That's because this mountain is covered in a series of strange rock formations known as Votovara stone mushrooms. They are large, mushroom-shaped rocks, some reaching up to 30 feet or 9 meters in height, and are balanced precariously.
You wanted to come this time.
You were gone forever.
It was 3 days.
Where are we going?
Before Maui stole Tipiti's heart, our ancestors wanted to connect our island to all the people of the entire ocean. It's my job as a wayfinder to finish what they started.
You wanna show how people...
Whoa, what's up, guys? Sorry about that. I had to take a break, and it was a lot longer than I thought, but guess what time it is now, my friends? That's right. Yep, sir. Sir, yep, sir. All right, my friends and friends. Family, foes and woes. Hey. Emails from friends and other fun stories for your guys' listening pleasures. Yes, that's right. Everybody's favorite part of No Avail Mystery Podcast. I'm sure not. I just is everybody. Yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. Alright. Well, as you know, we have stories of stories of stories that go on and on from stories and on. I think I cat this one as like a day. I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna do. No, Oh, that's... Yeah. Well, let's check this out. As you know, now the stories that I do have, they are all based on very real events, true stories. I do have emails. I do have others. Yes. Today we have one of Steve's encounter. I'm gonna see how this is. Yeah. I hope you guys are all still there, tuning in, having a blast, because this story time is fun as hell. Unless you guys get bored, let me know and I'll just shut up. Steve's encounter, what does this entail? Well, let's find out. Last winter, myself and the wife had some scary encounters, at least a dozen over the space of about 6 weeks. We live in the Lake District, UK, in an old farmhouse. Our nearest neighbor is about a mile down the road, so it's nice and quiet. We had been having problems with foxes killing our chickens, so I had taken them to walking the grounds before we go to bed, just to scare them off. The first encounter happened while I was walking the grounds one night, at about midnight, to the side of the field where the chickens are in a safe wooded area. As I was walking past, I heard something taking steps in the woods, and it sounded bipedal and really heavy. I turned and pointed my flashlight into the woods, scanning for what it was, when about 50 yards back, a pair of eyes lit up in the light. I didn't see the body, but those eyes are really big and at least 7 feet off the ground, so I turned and walked back to the house as calmly as I could. A couple of nights later, my wife was in the kitchen getting a drink when she screamed out, so I ran into the kitchen, and she was cowering under the table, terrified. I couldn't get anything out of her that night, but the following morning, after she had calmed down a bit, she told me there was something really big staring at the window at her. This happened a couple more times over the next couple of weeks, and it got to the point where she wouldn't go in the kitchen by herself, especially after dark, so I had to go with her. And I did witness it looking in the window one night, but I'm sure it wasn't the same creature I saw in the woods. Well, it sure as the fuck sounds like it. I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I saw the creature in the woods again, maybe a week later, and this time I did see its body. I struggled to get my head around what I was looking at, because the only thing I could identify it was a werewolf. But of course I never believed in creatures like that. Well, my friend, sounds like that changed. Yeah. During the time this was happening, my wife said she had witnessed a UFO on 2 occasions, which actually made sense to me because the creature I saw at the kitchen window looked like an alien to me. I don't know if these creatures were working together or not, but they seemed to disappear after 6 or 7 weeks, and we haven't seen them since, thankfully. Oh, I never did catch the fox killing my chickens. The little sod got them after all. Thank you for reading my story. Well, always. It's in from Andy's encounter. Back in 2010, I was on a holiday in a cabin in the woods with my brother and nephew, who was only 6 at the time. I think it was the third or fourth night there. Me and my brother were having a beer by the log fire when we heard my nephew scream from his bedroom. We ran to the bedroom to find him on the floor under the bed looking terrified. We all spent the night in the living room by the fire. The boy got some sleep eventually, and in the morning we asked him what had happened. He told us he was asleep, and he woke up and saw a big hairy monster with glowing red eyes at the window, and it had its arm in the window trying to reach him. Well, it's time to get the fuck out. Okay. The cabin is raised off the floor. That window from the outside is about 3 feet above my head, and I'm 6 feet 4 inches. So this thing must have been at least 9 or 10 feet tall. In the morning, I was looking around outside the cabin for any evidence, but there was something there, and I heard the loudest roar I've ever heard in my life. It sounded kind of like a lion's roar, only much deeper. I turned to where the roar was coming from, and maybe 100 yards through the trees, I see this monster standing there, looking right at me. It looked like I was imagining a Bigfoot. It looked like only this thing looked evil. And I had always imagined Bigfoot to be more friendly looking. That's the right word. Well, I got my brother and nephew in the car right away, and we got out of there as fast as we could. That's good for you. Now I know this might sound like your typical Bigfoot encounter, but the thing is, this happened in Scotland, and I've never heard of a Bigfoot creature in Scotland or anywhere in the UK, so I can't get my head around what it was that we saw. If anyone might know, man, please let me know. Respond. Andy will do that, my friend. Most for surely, definitely. Most definitely. All right, now this one. What? Scary? I don't know. Depends. Stormy. Figured I'd share an encounter I had a couple of years back. I do believe it was a skinwalker. So I live in Lower Alabama, been in the woods. So just 10 minutes off from the coast, but the forested area I live in is thick. Anyway, the yard immediately around my house is pretty much cleared except for a pine tree up front and an oak directly in the center of my backyard. I have one of those in my front yard. This oak tree is about 8 feet, give or take, from our fire pit. So one night, a couple of friends and I were sitting around the fire just shooting the shit and having a few beverages, and for some reason, I had my back to the oak. It's mid-November and about 50 degrees or so, so we're used to hearing the coyotes run and yip through the woods. But we all started joking about how there was no sound tonight. Like every animal was either gone or staying very quiet. So we're sitting there, when from the other side of the oak tree, and I do mean like right from the other side of it, we hear my husband's voice. Very odd, because he's inside with the kids. As I'm about to ask the person next to me if he had seen my husband come outside, the voice goes from just odd, broken statements into this horrible screeching roar. I'll never forget it. We froze for all of half a second. The next thing I know, I'm at the top of the back porch stairs, being dragged inside by the friend closest to me. Needless to say, we sat in the kitchen window and made sure the fire went out and went to bed. No more backyard sittings at night. Well, not if that kind of shit's happening. Now, or do what I'm trying to do. Run to it. You know? Okay, listen. This might be easier saying this than it actually happening in the. You know, me and Lincoln went camping. A couple of weeks ago. And now I did. There was a really fucking. I don't know. You did, man. You've seen a skinwalker? You've been working a lot? Yeah. Man, I got this job at this place. It's real cool. I like it a lot. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be working a lot, so I'm really actually very happy about it. I hate not working, and so working is kind of my MO. I don't know if I probably drive everybody crazy I work with, but you know, it's like on here. I'm sure everybody I drive crazy, so it's fun, all around. You've seen a skinwalker or a demon, really? Man, you should call me sometime. Tell me about that because I love taking calls. Love to hear from you, and I'd like to hear about that. I think that I maybe have seen. Well, I can't really say because it was, of course, it was dark. But man, I guess the definition of I guess I need to know more of the definition of skinwalker. Because like you said, or a demon. Now that that's where I'm like, man. Now it's also where I get confused. Where, of course, the stories about people, how people say that aliens are actually demons that well, I don't really know. I mean, well, to say it properly, where people think that the aliens it's actually demons that are not playing the roles through the whatever aliens are. Because I mean, really, I believe that I there's nothing that I don't believe. I'll just put it that way. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that things can be misconstrued, misunderstood. But I'm not throwing out that this should really that what people are seeing or hearing is nothing. Now, I mean, it's like the other night I was sitting in my house. We order stuff from Amazon, but we had taken everything out of the box, and I was sitting here, and it was, I mean, right next to me, and something hit this box really hard, and I figured maybe it was, and maybe it was, maybe I just, but all my dogs were not, they were over there. One was on my left, and the other ones were over on this other couch, and Sarah was sitting right over there, so this was to my right, and something hit the box really hard. No, I mean, maybe a rock flew in from outside and didn't break the window and just hit her. I don't know. But I sure as hell didn't see anything hit. I don't know. Now, is that to say that something came in with the boxes? I don't know. Is my house haunted? Some things happen, but I don't. If it is, it's not anything trying to freak me out. But I don't know. I've not seen nothing's came up to me and be like, "Hey, I'm a spirit from another realm. I was just, you noticed me? Hey, I was just wanting to tell you that I'm from a whole different. I'm just saying, I've never been. So I can't really say. But things happen, where you see something at the corner of your eye. And man, I hate people that think that people are, drunk, making up story, talking down about. I can't stand. I fucking hate. And let me tell you this. I'm just gonna say this. If anybody out there says out loud that they're better than anybody else, I'm sorry, but when karma gets you, I hope that I can be there to see it, because nobody is better than anybody else on this fucking planet. And the minute that you start thinking that, you might want to start fucking, hopefully, dying, not being on this planet anymore. I used to have a brother, and yes, I used to have a brother that told me that one. Joey, I know I'm better than you. Yeah, oh man, oh boy. Needless to say that. Anyway, let's get on to the next. Mary says, I've never shared this, but I will now. My husband and I went camping with an old family friends, along with our children. We were the only people in the campground. After retiring to our tents around midnight, we heard a noise. Now, this noise sounded like a clock, like tick-tock, tick-tock. It got louder the closer it got to our campsite. Then a sound like a chainsaw started up, erupted, and then a high-pitched screeching noise, and then a whooshing sound, like huge wings flapping. We could see a shadowing flying thing over our tent, and it had an outline like a pterodactyl. And the other couple yelled at us from their tent, "Hey, did you see that?" Well, I don't know how that happened. There was no one else out there, but we were the only people in the campground, is what they said. Okay, well, whatever. "Hey, did you see that?" And we responded that we did. We were all too afraid to leave our tents till morning. We packed up and left after breakfast. I just found out that a pterodactyl was spotted a few years back in Fresno, which is approximately 30 miles from where we had camped. It gives me goosebumps to find that out. Mary, can I just ask you something? I'm not trying to, again, not trying to call you out, but in this, you mentioned that we were the only people in the campground, okay? Then you said that the other couple... All right, anyway, you know what? It's okay. I wasn't there. So, hey, man. I listen, I just don't want to look... All the stories that I read are... And listen, I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to say... But, if I notice something like that, well... It's my podcast. I gotta hold some kind of standard up to my podcast. You know what I mean? Right? Lou, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't quite, that would be hypocritical to be like, yeah, I don't ever want to not call anyone out and then say it. So, next story from a Thomas. I like this because, well, he smokes. I love smoking cigarettes. Not a big weed person. But I mean, whatever. But, literally just looked at it. That was leftover. Anyway, Thomas says, tonight, I was on my way to get cigarettes. Woo! On a road from, hey, what can I say? Thomas, I'm right with you, brother. Tonight I was on my way to get cigarettes on a road I'm very familiar with. It's very, very country out here. I started to come around a steady curve. On the left, in the dense woods, I could see a green glow. And as I came around the bend further, I thought, oh, cool, someone strung bright green lights around a trampoline, and the kids are jumping on it. That would be cool. Then reality set in, and I was like, those are very dense woods, and it looked more like someone had loosely strung up roughly a 50-foot circle of these lights, these green lights, and were rapidly shaking it up and down. Lights, I'd say roughly the size of a baseball, and I'd say 40 to 60 of them. Anyhow, as I approached, I slowed down. As I rolled my window down, the only word I could use as they exploded into a tornado of thousands of little but extremely bright green lights. And after about 1 second of illuminating the trees, it shot straight up faster than anything. Has anyone ever seen anything similar to this? It has me convinced. Absolutely convinced. Thomas, I believe you, brother. I'm just saying, I mean, you know. Now, I wish that I would see something so cool. Here's the thing. If you have a mystery a podcast, listen, chances are you're never going to run into anything fucking... Well, unless you're fucking... Nothing ever weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's kind of like if someone has a Bigfoot podcast and they're out there and looking and they see it, you know, I mean, is anybody really going to believe that they saw Bigfoot, that they just happened to have it? IG, you know what I'm saying? Again, you know what? I'm being... Okay. I'm just saying. All right. Anthony, let's see what you got to say. Anthony says, I'm looking for assistance in possibly identifying what could be the culprit behind this incident. I was at work the night this happened to my wife. The other evening, she said there was a sound of someone or something hitting some sort of object outside of our house, like someone beating up a motorcycle, to be exact. There was what sounded like a male voice saying, "Hey," a few times in a raspy tone that seemed abnormal. I couldn't imagine that being abnormal. What? I'm just kidding. She then could hear it walk up our sidewalk and up the steps, onto our porch, with every heavy steps, which caused our dogs to panic. Thinking, really? Unfamiliar? We have a security camera above our porch, and at the time of the incident, no one was on the porch. My wife can be seen a short time later coming out to investigate. It was approximately 5 minutes. She was not home alone, and others in the house heard the same. As well as you can see where the blinds, curtains are moved in, an attempt to see what was there. I have been informed that nothing was seen through the window, but it very well could have been because they were too late to see. This occurred a total of 3 times, and each time the camera only caught my wife. Well, you should have pointed the camera the other way. I'm just, well, that's not. Okay. Well, Anthony, you know what I'm saying. All right. This one from a Salvador. Okay. So my wife and I went camping in the Lincoln National Forest, 20 miles south of Cloudcroft, New Mexico. We slept in a tent 4 nights, to be exact, in the middle of the forest. On our last night, around 4 a.m., everything went super quiet. And then there's this really, really loud noise of wood breaking forcefully and violently, I might add. Then there's a big thud on the ground, as if someone or something had just broken a tree. Oh, shit. Well, that's what I would have said. My wife woke up and asked what the hell was that. Okay. It sounded like a tree that just fell. Then before I could say anything, there was this really very weird loud scream outside, not really too close to our tent. I would guess maybe around 200 yards from us. My wife said it sounded like a canid in distress, but I didn't agree with her. And it happened again, the same scream. I didn't want to go outside. If it's okay if I'm called a coward, I get it. I hear you, brother. But see, now, my stance, we're going to run right towards it. Aren't we, Lincoln? Yes, we are. God damn it. We're going to... Wake up. Are we going to...
I'm gonna get that motherfucker. I'm gonna run out, and I'm gonna bite his fucking ass, and I'm gonna drag him all the way back to our goddamn house, and I'm gonna say, I found a fucking Bigfoot, motherfuckers!
Thank you, Lincoln. I thought you were taking a nap. Oh. Man. Lincoln, why don't you tell us what you really think? Because I missed something. Did you get that other? Yeah, you did. Cool. Okay, wait. No. 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 Okay. No. Yeah, no. We don't have to think. No, just. I didn't mean to do that. It's like okay. I sometimes. Man, I love doing these. I really do. I wish I could. I would love to have this as my always job. Apparently, I'm not good at it though. So, moving on. Oh, Teresa's got a long story. All right, Teresa, lay it on. I guess I'm redoing it. Well, I get happy moments have happy measures. Measures of happy moments. Even though that didn't make sense, it can be. Teresa, what you got? Ooh, okay. This one's a bit difficult to read in places, but it is interesting read. So I saw something in 2016 that had a foot size of a 16 size shoe. Every word out to read, I married Teresa, swear. I personally myself witnessed this. I never shared this story with anyone other than my immediate family. Don't you feel like it? Yes. I feel like I got tickled right under my... Oh. All right. They never questioned me. Maybe they were waiting for a punchline. Me saying I'm just joking, but never could I say those words because I did see this creature. I was leaving my mom's house in Corridon, driving down 60 towards Henderson. Yeah, okay. I'm not really sure where that is, but needless, okay? About 2 p.m. The sun was to my right. There was also a row of every tall tree. Besides the tree to my right side, nothing else. My peripheral vision caught a glimpse of something behind the tree line, and it wasn't the sunlight going in and out. Behind the tree line, it was something dark. I'm driving my son's Edge vehicle, and it had a sunroof. Where I looked out and up, and in shock, I just took my foot off the gas pedal, and then just looked, wanting to pay close attention to all the details that I could of this thing. What I'm seeing is a 9-foot man in the air with wings to his side, as if like a bird's going in for landing. And that's just what he looks like. And he came right down over the front of my vehicle. I swear to God, I can see him clear as can be on my windshield in front of the car. And as he passes, I have his feet to my left, looking out that window. Got to see the whole goddamn thing of his feet and paid attention. There were details I could see as he was in front of me. His skin color was like a sandy, dirty beige, and he had no hair on his body anywhere. No eyelashes, no eyebrows. His lips they were really thin. His ears were just like ours. His face, he looks like a man with no hair. I didn't see any arms. If he had them, they were covered by the wings to the side. And they just looked like they were bat wings. and they went all the way down to his ankles, bone, and I could see the niches in the wings, of course, like the hard veins in the wings, and I saw his feet in great detail, as well as his face. The bottoms of his feet had an arc from hell. It was so deep. As soon as I saw the arc, I was thinking about perched on a tree because it was so curved, just like ours. Other than the size, they were enormous. That's why I say I figured you wore size 16 if you ever put them on. He didn't have any eyelashes or eyebrows. He reminded me of an image of what I'd seen before in the Mothman, other than the fact that images that they showed the Mothman, they showed him with bangs, dagger fingernails, and dagger claws coming out of his toenails of his feet. This blind man did not have any of those features. I didn't see his hands or his arms. If he had them, they were underneath the wings. If he didn't have them, then the wind was his arms. He was every bit of 9 feet tall. I swear by my words, this is a true fucking story. God damn, I gotta say, that was a pretty goddamn story. Well, and I believe him. That was easy. That was fun to read. I can get into that. Okay. I believe you, man, because that's what I'm saying. And this has never happened if you're looking for it. Okay? It's like, man, if you want to fucking go see, you want to see a UFO, don't fucking look for them. I'm just saying. It's like being in a place with your phone or something, or anything recording or something like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, when it finally happens, you're thumbing through your shit, and you're like, God. And then when you hit record anyway, you got to hit it twice because it didn't happen the first time. And you know what I'm saying? And for some reason, nothing happens. And by the time you got out of your shit ready, you're thumbing through shit, you're like, God, fuck, it's gone. So, I don't even want to say this because, I know this because I don't want to sound like, fucking pathetic. Like, God, I just wish I would see a fucking UFO and the motherfuckers would take me with them. Why the fuck am I still here? So I figure maybe if I don't look for these, they'll come and get me. Well, I don't like this fucking place. This Earth bullshit. People fucking suck ass, dude. I fucking hate people. Okay, wait. Listen to me. I'm not saying to you this. You know what? Please tell me you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's not anybody. It's just the human race is a horrible species. Horrible. We are shitty to each other. Everybody just fucking wants to be assholes. And if you're nice, you're fucking taking advantage of it, and fucking it sucks. So, you have to walk around not being nice to fucking people. And I fucking hate being an asshole to people. So it's uncomfortable for me to be an asshole because I'm actually pretty fucking cool, like down to earth, well, motherfucker. And why the fuck would anybody fuck with me and be you know what? I'm sorry, but anybody, not just me. Like, stop being assholes, people. Like, fuck you. I'm fucking serious.
The strength of religion is the repression of knowledge. The structures of religion have collapsed. Praise for death in the wake of the horror of these revelations. It was never imagined how graphic the reality that would be known as the end of creation will manifest itself. We believe all this chaos spirituality are all traced back to one single event.
And that's all I'm saying. Hey, I mean, that's fair enough to say. I just want the fucking aliens to fucking take me away from this shithole. And I don't think I'm wrong for saying it. Sorry. I hate fucking human beings. I hate our species. I really don't like. I mean, Lincoln, you're lucky as fuck you're a dog, because you're chilling fucking cool. You don't, well, I mean, you don't have to deal with me. I'm nothing but, right? Fuck this. Alright. Maybe I shouldn't have lit that. Well, I know. Oh, I know. Well, everybody, as much as you guys are the best, I have to say. I love you guys to death. It isn't you guys. You gotta know this. You guys are the best. That's why we're family. Pop eaters and everybody like. I love you guys to death. Thank you. Welcome and having fun on Noville Mystery Podcast. I'm your host, Joey the Noville. And Lincoln, the dog-a-nut of fucking all Pim Daddies. That's right.
You guys have a wonderful one. Don't listen to this dumb shit.